Test 2 showed nothing significant. A third attempt. Again, nothing significant. It was test 4, the last experiment, which produced true image, not fibers coated with applied substances, but a change which had occurred in the very cellulose of the fibers, just like in the Shroud of Turin. The testing was completed in Jerusalem. All that remained would be the laboratory work in the United States, which would explain the results. Another important part of the project was to take samples of various types of materials found throughout Israel. Substances had been found on the shroud which, although identified, could not be located in Europe. If they could be traced to specific sites in Israel, the uncertainty of the shroud's origin could be dispelled. Since the shroud would have had its beginnings in a tomb, the most logical step was to check as many of these structures as possible, starting with the École Biblique and the ancient tombs on its property. The bench where the body was laid showed large amounts of an amber, resinous substance which had been artificially applied. The garden tomb, thought by some to be the tomb of Christ, exhibited the same resinous material in its trough-like graves. From Jerusalem, we traveled out to various locations, first to Emmaus. Flowers were photographed and their pollen collected for comparison with the types of pollen found on the shroud. Next, Jericho and Qumran with its desert flowers and types of limestone, since calcium had also been observed on the shroud. Herod's palace in Jericho gave the staff a chance not only to take the necessary samples, but to see locations which fill in the background of biblical history. The Dead Sea, with Qumran at its northern shore, fired the enthusiasm of the group with its caves that once held ancient scrolls. We then traveled north through the Jordan Valley to Beth Shan. Stopping at the ruins of a Roman theater called an Odeon, we were given an unexpected addition to our recording when an ancient Roman nail, like that used in crucifixions, was found on the surface near the arena. In Nazareth, a first-century house with a rolling stone tomb carved under it provided valuable dated samples. Within the burial niches, A clear adhesive tape was pressed against the walls to carefully lift microscopic evidence. From Nazareth to Sepphoris, then Beth She'arim and Sepphoris was a city alive with activity during the time of Christ. Beth She'arim is noted for its numerous catacombs, the best known being the tomb of Gamaliel, teacher of the Apostle Paul. It was here, during the investigation of the tombs, that we understood best how the shroud could have gotten so covered with calcium. One couldn't move without getting covered with the white chalk. Without exception, the tombs all showed that an amber, resinous, aromatic plant substance had been applied to the walls and benches. We would discover why later. Sections of the substance showed it to have been built up by repeated applications. Flowers would also lend valuable evidence.